Dools.
Has.
We are finally on the board with... we've already got one win, right? For the Swannies. But
it was against Carlton.
This is the first home win.
This is a big deal.
This was a big deal. Great game. Great game. I feel like we need to start the pod with this because it's slowly going to turn into an AFL and movie pod.
I just want to thank Dane Rampy for nearly ruining our win.
Oh my god, how good is that? He's turning into Spider-Man.
Yeah, Jesus.
But did you hear what the ref said about it after? Which I completely agree with. So did the CEO of AFL.
What did he say?
That if people listen to this, Sydney Swans won against Essendon, 5-point difference. There was a kick after the siren, and if Essendon got it in, they would have won, but they didn't. And Dean Rappy climbed a portion of the post in order to jump off and punch the ball.
Yeah, and they say he was trying to shake it, which is like specifically cited in the rules, just saying like the opposition will get a free if something
I
like
agree.
that.
That's I read the passage. That's clearly in the rules of doing that, but they were saying that it didn't affect the kick at all because it didn't even make the goal line.
Yeah.
So
it only counts if it does affect the kick.
I don't know. It's a very wish-washy sort of thing. But
I'm not gonna.
There was a couple of calls towards Dane during the game. There was a call where he was tagged saying that he was holding the ball when he wasn't. He marked the ball.
Yeah.
And he took maybe half a step off the mark.
There were a few questionable calls.
So if you want to take that one and then take the one that was against Dane as well, then come on.
Yeah.
It all evens out. We fucking won, Dools.
I'm not going to hear anything other than we won, all right? I don't want to hear anything to the contrary. We fucking won.
We don't need Buddy.
Well...
We didn't need him. We didn't need him.
Slim margin win.
We didn't need him. We did not need him.
You know, could have done with a bit more of a wider gap, you know, get those points up, but that's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
He trained on Wednesday, but he just couldn't get up to standard for it, apparently. So he should be back
next
week.
Week. Yeah, if not next week, then definitely a week after. Because they always play it extra safe with.
Yeah, we got Hawthorn next, and then we got Collingwood at home.
Okay, I'm going to the Collingwood game.
Big time.
I mean, they're what, second on the ladder? So I mean, I've made peace with the result of that game already.
Whoa! Don't.
As we're last.
No, we're not. Not anymore. We're not.
Well,
Jesus Christ, you fucking coward. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Mall Cops on Duty podcast. Dools, welcome to episode 19. 19.
Do we utilise the whole Mall Cops on Duty thing enough? I mean, like, should we call our audience the shoppers?
The shoppers. I thought the mall force.
The mall force. So everyone's a rookie in training then.
Everyone's a rookie in training.
To this.
Any guess that we have?
I just like the idea that we're these two rogue fucking mall cops on the PA system in a mall, just talking the shit, and like the shoppers have no choice but to listen to us go on about just absolute garbage.
Absolutely. We might.
Anyway,
I was thinking that as well. Like we might have next week being episode 20. We might have a guest on. A guy that's fellow stand-up comic that I told him about this and he wants to come on. It'll be pretty funny. He also hates watching movies, so I thought that'll be a hilarious conversation argument.
He hates
watching movies.
And he wants to come on a movie podcast.
I know, exactly. Right. It'll be, a little clash of opinions.
That was like one of your brother's friends, I remember, was just said he couldn't stand watching movies because he couldn't just sit in one spot for too long. And I'm like, I mean... All right.
Dools, how have you been?
Yeah, well, not too bad. Can't complain. You know? And yourself?
I'm good. I'm a little scratchy. You
sick, weren't you?
No, I had a big night Friday night with the Swannies. I had a big night. I backed it up last night. I have another big night, and pulling up just a little bit short this morning. I should be fine though, just in case my voice sounds a bit shit. That's why. But what have you been watching?
Just another week, isn't it?
It is. What have you been watching this week, Dools?
I've been watching a few things. Of course, I think we can probably get into this after our little going down the list. But Game of Thrones, obviously, we'll get into.
Yep.
Or should we just do it now? Should we just?
Sure. Yeah, I don't mind.
Game of Thrones.
So episode 4.
Yes, and so we got 5. So 5 will come out tomorrow.
What was it called? What was the name?
I think it was
I can get it up.
It was something Starks. It was like yeah, it was something Starks.
Doesn't matter. I'll get it up.
Pretty much, it was dealing with the fallout of.
Sorry, apologies.
Dealing with the fallout. Oh, pardon me, dealing with the fallout of the long night, the preceding episode. So they just won, only just, the battle against the White
The last
Walkers.
of the Starks.
The last of the Starks, there you go. And so, yeah, and so we see, you know, at the start of the episode, they're burning bodies and, you know, remembering, just...
The Fallen.
A send-off to the Fallen. Jorah, Ed, Beric being among the main primary deaths, Lyanna Stark.
And
Theon, of course. You're a good man, Theon.
Now just go run off and kill yourself. You're a good man, Theon. Fuck you.
if he'd waited like just a few more minutes, I mean, I probably would have got there. And anyway,
He'd be fine.
Anywho, yes, still a little underwhelmed by the deaths from that episode. To be honest, I mean, like, you know, we
did expect more.
So that's why you can't help but think that there'll be some big ones down the track. But there's only 2 episodes left, and most of everyone who isn't in King's Landing, I feel like we might not see much more of. Like Arya, Sansa, Brienne.
I think Tormund's gone. Arya's going down to King's Landing.
Oh yeah, sorry. So Sansa and Brienne. I mean, unless I don't know how the plot will come back to Winterfell this late in the game, because there's 2 episodes left.
Yeah,
and all the big players are in King's Landing.
And even Tormund's gone north with the.
Yeah, so I mean, Tormund they've essentially ridden out. Samwell, he's had his farewell with Jon, so I think that was the last we saw of him.
You know who's also had his farewell with Jon?
Oh yes, this was a big deal, wasn't it? Has
just pat the fucking wolf. Just pat him.
It's so silly because I saw this thing. I think it was like some visual effects artist who works on the show was pretty much like, look, the reason behind that is just there were just CGI complications, and we couldn't make him go and, you know, hug or pat Ghost without it looking awkward, and so we decided to kind of just. It's like Jon was riding a fucking dragon in the last episode, but sure.
No, we can't do this wolf.
No, we can't have him pat a fucking. All right, okay, whatever. Why don't you just get Sean Gunn or Andy Serkis in a fucking Mogab scene?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's all they do. But basically, you know, fast forward through the episode, lots of talking and stuff. We see Jon reveals to Sansa and Arya the truth about his lineage. Would have loved to see their reactions. Not sure why they cut short of that. I mean,
yeah, that was weird.
But anyway, it just felt like it was for dramatic effect, which fell completely flat for me.
No, I'm with you.
Sansa predictably could not keep that information to herself, and even when Tyrion barely presses, he's like, Sansa, and she's like, fine, I'll tell you. It's like, okay, because of course she wanted to tell her, and she's been looking for something. She's been looking for something to undermine Daenerys for a while, and she's like,
you can tell she needs
this
to
is
leverage.
Too perfect. And yeah, she doesn't like her, she doesn't trust her, she thinks she's dangerous. And honestly, we're seeing kind of flashes of that, kind of shades of that, kind of shades of the Mad Queen already.
Especially at the end.
Yep. So, basically the episode ends with Daenerys reaches King's Landing. She's confronted Cersei. Huge pothole, by the way, that Cersei of all people just doesn't fucking annihilate them all as they're standing there. Like, you know, she's got maybe a quarter of the Unsullied. She could
easily kill the dragon there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they have a bunch of those arrows. Dude.
Like on the wall, like they've got you saw all the giant crossbows.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. Is it Balerion? That second dragon? That died? No. Rhaegal.
Rhaegon or something.
I believe it's Rhaegal, who's actually named after Jon's father, ironically enough. So, and Jon was the one riding it. But obviously, we won't see Jon ride a dragon again, which is disappointing. People are pointing out all the plot holes with how like Daenerys is flying over the ocean. She's completely forgotten
about the Iron Fleet,
and no one did recon. Like what?
Did you hear about the creators? It's either Weiss or Benioff. I can't differentiate them. They were doing the commentary after the episode, and it's just like, yeah, Daenerys obviously forgot about the Iron Fleet, but the Iron Fleet didn't forget about her. I'm like, whoa, hang on.
Like you even seem unimpressed with your own plot holes.
The scene before that, they were in that war room and being this like, she has the Golden Company and the Iron Fleet, they're over here, and they're like, okay, sweet, forgotten. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I've noticed a few. I've seen some scathing critiques of this season so far.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
No, I don't either.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, same here. But I think I can kind of sympathise with the argument that it's a bit more spectacle over substance at the moment. A little bit. Like, definitely compared to the earlier seasons. And I don't think it's no secret that Weiss and Benioff wanted to end it prematurely themselves. Like, not prematurely, like that. They said they always envisioned there would be, 70-something hours, the entire show, and that this is how it was always going to play out. But at the same time, it really does feel like some storylines have been borderline abandoned and just rushed. So, yeah. So I mean, I don't know, but I mean, yeah. Dude, everyone's insanely keen to see how this thing finishes, and I still can't predict it.
No.
Whether who will be on the throne, whether there'll be a throne at all at the end. One thing I am predicting though is that Jamie, while it's made him to look like he's going back to Cersei for romantic reasons, he's like, I've got to be with her at the end. I think he's going to kill her because he knows Daenerys will destroy King's Landing, and the only thing stopping the only thing that's making her do that is Cersei, and Cersei being there. And so I feel like he's like, if Cersei's out of the picture, then Daenerys won't have to destroy King's Landing to kill her. So I think he's like, for the good of and he's pretty much killed a monarch to save the city before. He killed the Mad King because he was going to burn the entire city down. So it's kind of like, working parallel to that. And history's repeating itself in a sense, and only this time it's his sister. But yeah, so...
Do you reckon we're going to see some sick shit from Grey Worm next week?
Yeah, I feel like Grey Worm, the captain of the Outside, we haven't seen just a dope moment from him, really. Like,
he was pretty good in Battle of Winterfell, though.
Yeah, he was, and he was also... I thought he was also pretty awesome watching him fight in... I think at some point in season 5 where it's him and Sir Barristan, they're fighting the Golden Harpies. That's right. That's a dope scene as well. But, I think because he might die. I think especially now with the Missandei out of the picture, he'll kind of like make peace with his death, as like go back to being the soldier, where like Missandei brought out a different side of him, and that's just gone now. And just seeing the mountain just chop her fucking head off has holy moly.
Oh my. Good episode, not great.
I think aside from some key points like Missandei dying, the dragon, and Jon revealing to Sansa and Arya his lineage, it just felt like a little bit of we're waiting until the big war starts. And
totally.
So, yes.
Yeah, it's just it could be lead up. Hopefully it pays off really well.
I hope so too, yes.
I also watched the Ted Bundy movie.
Oh,
Extremely evil, shockingly...
vile, good,
extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. I can't stand that name, man. I keep forgetting it.
Yeah, that's not a great name at all.
It's not. It's how the judge describes him, though. It's like,
oh, okay.
It's starring Zac Efron. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Okay, sorry about that sound. It's good, maximum good. He's great as Bundy. Okay. Zach, absolutely amazing as Bundy. I've got a clear problem with the film, but it's...
Zach's not it. Zach's not the problem.
Zach's not the problem. He's fucking awesome. He's charming as fuck, and you can understand how... He really brings the idea of how women just kept being just like, oh, he's not a killer. He doesn't look like a killer. I don't believe it. Totally. The main focus on the story is of his girlfriend.
Okay.
While he's doing this, and they really pitch the movie as that she's the main main
character.
Victim.
Oh, okay.
To which I just didn't buy at all. I will because they'd be like, oh, totally she's a victim, but she's not the main victim. They're talking about how he fucking cut women's heads off and shit, and they're just like, oh no, I feel sorry for this girl because she was dating him at one point. I just didn't buy that shit at all, and it really it just kept focusing on this and just wouldn't draw away, and that really just took away from the movie. But it was very wish-washy. It focused a lot on the courtroom instead of the actual murders. But Zach's really great as Bundy. The judge is played by John Malkovich.
Oh, cool.
Which is cool. But I'd recommend it just because it's on Netflix. Just watch it, but I finished the movie and I know that I'm never going to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's pretty forgettable. I won't remember it at the end of the year.
Okay, well, I might get around to it. What is meant to be really good is the documentary series that came out a couple months ago,
Oh,
It's
yeah, the
where it's
Bundy, the tapes?
The Bundy tapes, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
I've heard.
and they're
It's the same guy that made the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. So, okay, interesting.
Yeah, he took a completely different route.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you got to question if then he's pouring through these videos of just Bundy, just because these are like tapes where it's an assortment of tapes where he's talking to journalists, psychologists, and other people, and he describes in gruesome detail his murders, and that's what the tapes are about. And just it's all about exploring his psyche. And so this guy who scours through all these tapes and thought, yeah, I want to cast Zac Efron.
Yeah, exactly.
As Bundy. It's like, what?
Yeah, it was like there was a great meme of like High School Musical 4, The Courtroom.
Oh, yeah.
So good. Oh man.
Oh yeah, and I saw one where it was like fucking what's his name? Troy.
Yeah.
Gives the girl like the necklace that says T. It's like, and she's like, T is in Troy. It's like, no, Gabriella. T is in Ted Bundy. It's like, oh dear.
Oh my. Oh man, have you been playing anything lately? Oh, how's Sekiro going?
I'm up to the last boss.
Fuck, how is it? Hard?
Like so basically I've been just hearing and seeing things about this last boss and just like how it's just become a meme of how fucking difficult it is, because it's just like with each new boss, with each subsequent boss, they just up themselves from the last one. The hardest boss I've fought has had like 3 phases, and it was the death of man. Like I was up to my last healing thing.
Is it so like rewarding when you fucking kill him finally?
Oh, dude, when you've like been fighting for a boss, like say I was up to one where I was like fighting it 3 nights in a row. I was playing for maybe 2 hours each night, so 6 hours. I was on this fucking boss.
Jesus.
And I would get so close every time, and then just I don't know. But the thing is, Sekiro I don't think is unfair. A lot of people think it's unfair in parts. I don't think it is at all. I think it's incredibly fair, and every time I die, I know why I died, and I know what I could have done better and how I could have avoided it.
That's awesome.
And it's like each time it's a learning process, and that's why it's just so. Dude, when you finally beat these fuckers, like you're just the feeling of ecstasy, pure ecstasy and satisfaction is unparalleled. Anyway, I've been hearing constantly about how this final boss is just ridiculously hard, and he has 4 fucking phases.
Really?
The hardest one, I was like, they're not gonna top this, like 3 phases. 4 phases. Oh, okay, yeah, great. So I'm up to him. I've only played him twice. I've got to about his 2nd phase, and I looked online at like what his 3rd and 4th look like, and I'm like,
it's gonna be a while.
Am I actually gonna beat this game? Like, but I've made it this far, and oh man,
you got to stick to it, man.
It's yeah. I mean, I highly recommend it. I think you would love it. I think
yeah,
you're still gonna play Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is still. I still like Bloodborne a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think Sekiro is probably harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, great game. Loving it.
I might give Bloodborne a go.
I really want to try beat it before Rage comes out, because I want to get Rage.
Yeah.
Rage 2.
Did you see the Rage 2 outdoor campaign?
No.
Oh my god, awesome. So, have you played the first game?
No.
So, like, it's like, you'd understand it's like a wasteland sort of game.
Yeah.
That they've got like gangs and shit. They've got different gangs, and in the city, they're doing posters all around, like the election posters that for Australia election, but for each gang. So it's like, vote 1 for the Gribblers. And it's like,
that's cool. That's cool.
It was like all of them, just like, it was just lining the streets. And it was so sick. It was awesome. I took a couple photos of it.
It was funny. Some writer for Forbes tweeted out an article he wrote, which was just like, if you didn't know this game was coming, if you didn't know Rage 2 was coming out in a few days, I wouldn't blame you. And it was just like poking fun at the fact that the marketing for the game seemed very light, or just like seemed almost non-existent. And that's awesome,
right?
Yeah. So Haz is just showing me, oh yeah, it's dope as hell. Yeah, big fan.
It's cool. It's simple. It's so simple.
It is, yeah. But yeah, Bethesda don't typically go light, and yeah, I don't think I know about the game, but of course, I'm in tune to this stuff.
Yeah.
You especially now that you're in media and all that, but the Twitter account for the game responds to the guy, and he's just like, "Lol, who even are you?"
Yeah, I saw that.
And it just gets so many likes, and then so ironically, like this guy's making fun of the game's non-existent marketing, and now it's like it was trending on Twitter because they just paid the fuck out of this journalist, and he's like, and then he writes a follow-up article just like how I accidentally became like marketing tool for a game or something like that. So,
that's genius. That's good to know.
But the guy actually, I read the article and it was funny because it's like he actually was like talking about how excited he was for the game and worried that the marketing wasn't selling it enough, and it's like, oh, he was actually a big supporter.
See,
of the game,
I haven't looked into this game at all.
Well, I was originally sold from that first trailer just because it looked like open world Doom with just a plethora of like, it looks like the exact same shooting style, and it is because it's id Tech's borrowed
Is it
engine.
online co-op?
I don't think so. No, it's single player as far as I can tell. Okay. But it's being made by Avalanche, the guys who made Just Cause, Mad Max, and it looks like they're using like whenever you're not on the ground just shooting people, you're in a car. It looks very Mad Max-esque.
Yep.
And that actually I thought was the best part of Mad Max, like the open world driving. They nailed the driving and the car combat.
They did. They really did. That was sick.
So I mean, dude, if it's a mix mash of Doom and Mad Max, then I'm all fucking in.
Yeah, that does sound awesome.
And just like not like a huge, overwhelming open world game, which I'm getting a little bit of open world fatigue. I tried playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey recently. It's too big, dude.
Yeah, it's way too big.
It's so dense.
I thought the exact same thing. I was just like, I'm maybe 15 hours in. I don't know
and
where I am.
You've uncovered like 10% of the map.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Some games are way too big, and that's why like my favorite games are like The Last of Us, The Uncharted,
and the story and the gameplay
story.
wasn't compelling enough. Like The Witcher is arguably that dense, but the story and the gameplay was so good that I didn't like. I was like, I'm glad there's so much, and it was also coming off Red Dead, and I was like, this nailed the open world, and I was worried it was going to ruin open worlds for me, and it did. It did.
Red Dead's open world, perfect.
Yeah.
It was fucking live. Dools, there's 81 days until Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh!
Should we get into the news of the week?
Let's do it. It's the news of the week.
That was fucking beautiful. I'm gonna fucking use that for each one of them.
Oh, dude, let's see. Okay.
That's sick. Dools, should we start off?
Sometimes I just muster up a good one.
You do indeed. We got 3 trailers to talk about this week. Should we leave them to the end?
Yeah, we'll just go trailer.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick someone. Dools.
Give it to me.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh my god.
It's earned a few dollars, man. It's earned a few dollars. It's now officially past Titanic.
Wow.
Could you see?
And in like a sliver of the time.
Yeah.
Now, because Titanic, arguably, and I don't think it would have made a ton more in its re-release, but Titanic was in cinemas for a fucking year.
It was, but it was more than that. It re-released like 3 times.
Yeah, okay. So I think obviously the lion's share of its money would have been made in that first year.
Absolutely, yeah. But it took 5,000 days to reach $2 billion.
Yeah, and then when you take into account inflation and stuff, so I mean, like obviously it would have made. Like, it wouldn't have had as many sales the second, third, fourth time round, just because, like, ticket sales would have been a bit more, and et cetera and so on. But, yeah, man, Endgame in, 2 weeks has pretty much reached...
11 days it took to make $2 billion.
Yeah, well, it's insane.
James Cameron... James Cameron tweeted a tweet about it just to congratulate. It's just loading at the moment, sorry. To Kevin and everyone at Marvel, an iceberg sank the real Titanic. It took the Avengers to sink my Titanic. Everyone here at Lightstorm Entertainment salutes your amazing achievement. You've shown that the movie industry is not only alive and well, it's bigger than ever. A very classy thing to do.
And
very classy thing to do.
Although he has talked shit about Marvel before in interviews, and he says he doesn't understand the superhero craze and thinks that it'll fizzle out soon. But
he's doing...
Get the foot!
Yeah, he's doing 5 sequels.
Look, I'm a big
Avatar.
fan of Jimmy Cameron, but...
Big Jimbo.
Look, Avatar... Look, I'm not one to,
Bash
just kind of,
Bash a movie.
Yeah, just, bash a movie for the sake of bashing a movie and because it's popular or whatever. But, look, I'll admit that, seeing Avatar the first time, granted I was, I think 14 at the time.
2009 it came out.
Yeah, so 14, 15... I thought it was amazing, a spectacle, and I was like, well, this is one of the greatest movies ever. But with time, and, when you mature and you view films from more of a critical lens, you realise there's nothing... And especially now that all movies have pretty much caught up in terms of visual effects.
Yep.
And, Infinity War and some of the Marvel movies are arguably better looking now.
Yeah. Big time.
You realize, yeah, it's definitely a product of its time, and it doesn't hold up. In my opinion, it doesn't have a compelling story. I don't think Sam Worthington and
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, just
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana. I mean, just like it's just some milquetoast fucking plot about
Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas.
Yeah, exactly. So
this is our land. Dude, it's not your land. It's not your land. You arrived here yesterday.
Yeah. But, oh yeah, so silly. But, and so that's why, yeah, because you can tell once you see through the paper-thin plot and realize they were purely focusing on that it took very much backseat to the CGI, and then you kind of like take off the rose-tinted glasses and you're like,
visually, it
still holds up.
It's a spectacle, right? Yeah. Absolutely.
And it was amazing, like seeing it in IMAX in 3D back in the day. But now that other films have caught up,
do we need it?
I just think like Avatar was a flash in the pan, and I'm telling you right fucking now, and I've been saying this for ages. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I can't believe there's 5. Apparently, there's going to be 6 in one stage, but are not going to do well. Like two will do well. It'll maybe do $1 billion something.
Yeah,
$1 billion something. 3, 4, 5. Probably won't crack $1 billion.
5. I'm putting out here right now.
500 million.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just like Cameron. Of course, it's stupid to not make a sequel to it 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but it's like, dude, who the fuck is waiting for Avatar 2?
I know.
Who was so engrossed by the lore and the plot of Avatar 1 that they're like, holy shit, where are we going from here? Like,
what's gonna happen on Pandora?
Like, the fact that they've announced 4 sequels, and we know that Lang guy who's meant to have been killed and they're like, most of them have signed up for all 4. It's like, well, that already erases the stakes as well.
Yeah.
So we know everyone survives till the final movie, and then anyway, man, I can't wait to see these train wrecks.
Same, dude. Speaking of Avatar 2 is actually now officially pushed a year. Again. It was going to come out December 2020, and now it's December 2021, and then they're going to come out every other year. So 2021,
why are they keep being delayed? What's wrong? What's wrong with the film?
I don't give a shit. I just don't want to go. I just don't want to sit in this cinema for 3 hours.
Have they already filmed them though? They've filmed, because I think they were filming a few of them back to back.
I'm pretty sure they filmed 2, like Avatar 2. I'm just guessing. This is speculation.
Oh my god!
But that means, because there's a new Star Wars trilogy release date announced, that it's going to be starting in 2022. So it's going to be Avatar 21, Star Wars 22, Avatar 23, Star Wars 24, Avatar 25, Star Wars 26.
Oh god!
It's just Christmas. Fucking Disney just laying it down, man.
I'm definitely keen for some new Star Wars stories. These will be the first, because even the spin-offs, as I was telling you, have still been confined within the Skywalker
I agree.
saga. Like, dude, this is a fucking galaxy we're doing.
Do you think this is Ryan's trilogy?
I mean, that would make sense, because he's been working on it since, pretty much when Episode 8 came out.
Yeah.
Because it was announced back then. You imagine he would have been working on it for a little bit before that.
I'd love it if it's the Weiss Benioff one, though.
Oh, same. And I'm sure that's still coming. I actually saw a rumor that Rian Johnson will actually direct the first one of their films. That they're
so
apparently they're just writing.
They're just writing and producing. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, right. Because I guess that makes sense. Because they never directed any Game of Thrones episodes.
They're not directors. They're not directors.
But I'm very interested to see. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, they wanted to wrap up Game of Thrones, because they were just like, I want to get to fucking Star Wars.
I reckon it'll be an Old Republic trilogy.
Well, that's what theirs is rumored to be. Yeah, Rian Johnson's. We don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what is going to come first. I mean, maybe things have changed, and maybe they might not be trilogies. They might, and like they'll put out the first one, and then because we don't know for certain that is a trilogy.
Yeah.
That like a one trilogy, they could just be a series of spin-offs.
Yeah.
But
the
new 3 announced ones.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the Weiss Benioff.
Well, no.
Because we know that's a trilogy.
Well, just because I think they might be scared to commit to a trilogy just based off Solo and stuff, and they might be like, well, even though it was announced as a trilogy, both Ryan's and the Game of Thrones guys, maybe they'll be like, well, let's just put out the first one, see how they do, and then we can make it a trilogy, but they might not guarantee it's a trilogy.
Sure. There was a guy that's working on Game of Thrones. Sorry, that one of the producers, and in an interview he dropped that that it's a Star Wars trilogy. That's how.
I'm sure they're working them as a trilogy, but I think
they want to test the waters first.
I think they'll see how things go, and I think things can definitely change. If it doesn't work out.
For sure.
Dools. Has
the Eternals.
Oh yeah,
coming out. Is it coming out next year?
I don't know. They haven't. It hasn't even been officially announced.
So, yeah, that's true. They reportedly cast Richard Madden as Icarus. One of the leads. I love Richard Madden. Big fan of Richard Madden, especially after Bodyguard.
Same. Yeah.
I think he can absolutely carry a show. And I'm really glad that Marvel fucking bring in all these amazing personalities. Like Angelina Jolie, sure. Kamal Nanjiani, awesome. He's a hilarious comedian. Great. He's gonna be such good comedic value. And Richard Madden, he's obviously earned his place. Like I'm just really glad that I'm already sold on this fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it could be another Guardians type film. Although
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Although but not maybe in the comedic sense. I think this is their opportunity to maybe make something a bit more darker. And I mean, because I don't know much about the Eternals, but
neither do I.
But I think it's based on the same. Like it's Thanos' race, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Thanos. Yeah, I think there's a possibility we'll see a younger Thanos. But so I think that's an opportunity to make something a bit more, I don't know, heavy-handed in its approach. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm sure it'll still have the trademark Marvel humor, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see how tonally, because I think this is the perfect opportunity now post Endgame to experiment more with the tone of the films.
Big time.
So yeah,
big time.
Keen.
It's gonna be sick. Dools. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, the one that he's directing before Guardians 3, or as Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you reckon it'll be called that, by the way?
I don't think it will be, but I think they might have a bit of fun in the opening titles, and it'll be like fat Thor running on the screens, crossing and adding an as.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, something silly like that.
It might be in the marketing and stuff. They do stuff like that. Yeah. I was thinking that.
But I saw the Russos comment on, because they're like, so Thor's going to be in Guardians 3, that's cool. And he's like, well, it's up to James Gunn whether that's... But dude, as if Kevin Feige goes, so you have the choice to put Thor in Guardians 3 or not. It's like, would you do it? It's like, let me think. Yes, what?
You got the choice to add another 0 in our box office.
Yeah, exactly.
People go to the movies just to see Thor.
Seeing Thor and Quill compete as Captain, that sounds amazing.
Of course. Yeah. So good.
Of course.
He's so good.
That was a great moment.
Oh, brilliant. We can always talk about Avengers. I feel like we could just do podcasts just on it.
Exactly.
James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Michael Rooker is in talks to play King Shark. And Benicio del Toro is in talks to play the villain.
He's just getting the Guardians.
I know, that's what I was thinking as well.
Dope. I'm actually looking forward to it now.
So am I.
Because
so am I.
I trust James Gunn a lot. I think DC is starting to learn after Aquaman and Shazam to not have too much, because it just seems like studio meddling was a big problem with DC
I think
films. I think they've learned to take a step back.
Yeah, they've exactly take a step
and
back
and not focus on continuity. I think DC is trying to become their own thing now. They're too busy trying to copy Marvel. Yeah. So I think that's smart. It could be good. It could be very good.
It could be excellent. I love Michael Rooker, and I can already see him as King Shark. I
don't know too much about. Is he an actual shark, or is he okay, cool. That sounds awesome.
Actually. Yeah, sounds awesome, right? Yeah. Oh man, he's gonna be brilliant. I can't wait. What's the Brightburn comes out in a couple weeks. He produced that. Comes out. So we got John Wick this week, which we're seeing
Wednesday.
We're seeing Wednesday night.
So keen.
Thank you again, Ben from IGN. I know you're listening.
Cheers, Benno.
You fucking legend. Happy.
I'm that guy who's taking full advantage of all the kindness and
the IGN peeps. They play this in the office.
Yeah. Oh, that's all. It's great.
Yeah, man, they're part of the Mall Force.
I definitely don't read GameSpot.
Nice. But yeah, so we're seeing that. Then the next week after that is that Aladdin?
I believe so. Yeah, because I think last week when we were going through all the new releases, that sounded like
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Aladdin, and then and then it's Brightburn. Don't give a shit about Aladdin. I'll see it though. I've got no excitement for that fucking movie.
Yeah.
But Brightburn, I'm really excited to see.
Yeah.
It looks great. It looks really original. I love that.
Yeah, I'm wagering that the next Disney film we enjoy, as in like Disney, Toy Story comes out before Lion King, doesn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, Toy Story. Yep.
Yeah, June.
Yep.
June. Oh fuck, we're so close already.
Goodness.
So yeah, did you like that Brightburn trailer?
Yeah.
Do you
Creepy as fuck.
Do you like horror movie trailers, Dools?
I don't mind it.
Speaking of horror movie trailers, Dools, It Chapter 2. The trailer dropped 27 years after the first film.
I went in way too confident watching this trailer. I was like, yeah, the first one wasn't too bad. Like, I handled myself in it too. The one scene that got me was the fucking, when,
Mine was the projector. The projector got me.
Meredith? Fucking, what's the girl's name? Why did I say Meredith? Beverly. When she turns around and he's just right there in the fucking bathroom. And I'm like, oh, Christ. But, dude, this
was a trailer, man. This is how you fucking do horror movie trailers. Remember I was talking about
we're just like the one scene and then the rest was like a very quick montage where you couldn't really understand.
It was a 3-minute trailer and 2 minutes and 10 seconds was this one scene.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's exactly how you do a horror movie trailer.
So unsettling, dude.
Yeah, as soon as she opened that door, I'm like, this old chick, she's not good. Oh man, but like,
dude, I had someone. So we've mentioned sacred symbols before.
Yep.
I think they were talking about scuttling and how the scuttle in like horror movies is so effective because there's something so inhuman about it, and that's what that old lady was doing in the fucking like she was doing a scuttle, and I'm like, oh god, it's just it's so creepy,
straight in the background.
Like yeah, dude. And I was like, oh, I don't like that at all.
No,
like,
it's so unsettling. Like,
and now I'm just so like nervous about seeing that in the cinemas.
I know,
and I'm just like, and dude, if this is in the trailer, they probably top that.
Yeah,
a million times over. So.
Absolutely. Did you catch? There's a bit in the scene in the trailer. Like you obviously saw the camera cut back to Jessica Chastain's face, and you see the old naked woman walking behind her.
Yeah.
Did you see the scene before that where she's just like looking at the paintings and you see her just like peek around the corner?
Yeah.
That fucked me up. So I woke up like I knew it was dropping 2 a.m. our time.
Yeah.
And like
you set an alarm because you're a freak. No, I'm kidding.
No, I got woken up by I don't know something at like 3 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep for 20 minutes and something in my head was like, Harry, that trailer's supposed to drop at 2 a.m. You better check right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
and for some reason you didn't feel like going back to sleep.
No, I was just like,
let's watch this trailer. Yeah.
A normal Harry,
That'll help me.
normal sane Harry would be like, oh, I'll just go to sleep. I'll watch in the morning when it's daylight and I'm safe.
Yeah.
I watched that fucking trailer, like, sleep deprived at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Completely dark room. I closed my laptop, I'm like, I'm up. I'm up.
So, my day's just started.
Exactly. Yeah. But looks brilliant. Beverly cast amazingly. Same, Bill Hader. Fucking awesome. The Losers Club.
James McAvoy.
Yes.
Yeah, great cast.
Oh my god, it looks brilliant. I cannot wait. And they really have the exact same tone as the first. I love it.
That's the vibe I got as well. And it looks like it picked up where things left off, but not really. Like 27 years later, it's cool. It's awesome.
That's exactly how you do a horror movie trailer. And to add to that, Stephen King has reportedly he's seen It Chapter 2 and he fucking loves it.
Great.
Thinks it's brilliant. I'm really, that just makes me happy to, like, the fucking writer loves it, which is great. Yeah. Did you catch that Watchmen trailer, Dools?
I did, Believe I linked it to you.
I know.
So,
what'd you think?
I mean, just very vague, very interesting. So I think it's actually an original...
Very concept-y.
It's actually an original story, from what I understand, because it's meant to be a sequel to the graphic novel.
Right.
But okay. I don't think they've ever done one in the comics, so it's all an original story. Like, and it's with just the
I dig that.
With just the IP serving as the source material and whatever. So I think it's oh god, what's his name?
I'll bring it up.
Famous TV writer and director and stuff. I think he worked on Lost. He worked on
J.J. Abrams.
I think he's worked with J.J. on a few things, but
J.J. created Lost.
Anyway, so
Damon Lydia.
Yeah, that's who. And I think he's I haven't watched it, but I think he's on the left. Yeah, that's meant to be actually really good.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, man.
I might try watch it
Yeah,
one
he's
day.
done Star Trek and Star Trek into
Yeah, so
Darkness.
I think
There
this
you go.
guy, he's made some really solid. I actually really like World War Z, so that's there.
Yeah. Just is what it is.
But so yeah, I think he's showrunner and writing. I think a few of the
Correct.
episodes and stuff. Yeah. Other than what the trailer gave away, we don't really know much. Other than yes, it's a sequel. People are theorizing that Jeremy Irons, who's in the trailer, plays an older Ozymandias.
Oh, cool.
And how we definitely see a world where there's kind of this group of vigilantes who's donning Rorschach masks, and they kind of herald him as a hero. And then there's another faction who's like wearing similar stuff to Ozymandias, like the gold cloaks, and they're like another, they're probably an opposing force. And I don't know, man. It looks dystopian, looks weird. I just love that shit. So, and I'm in the minority, but I actually really like Snyder's Watchmen.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
love
really
it. I
liked
liked it.
So so yeah, any more of that, then I'm all in. Like, yeah, and I just think HBO, like, they don't really
Quality.
HBO don't really take gambles, and like if they latch onto something, then you kind of can know it'll be good.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely.
and there's rarely a misfire. So yeah, I can't wait.
It's been brilliant. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Agree with everything you said. Like, it looks great. Very concept-y, I thought, the trailer, which is, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was no source material for it, other than the characters.
I'm pretty.
That's cool.
Maybe there is a spin-off of some kind, but as far as I know, there was never really not a sequel like set in present day.
Yeah.
Because the original Watchmen's set during the Cold War, and yeah.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, awesome. Last trailer, Dools, is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh my god.
Finally dropped.
Oh my goodness.
So the Russo brothers came out last week on a interview with Good Morning America, and they said that they were asked, when can we talk about spoilers for Endgame? And they said Monday, which is Tuesday for us. To which I was just like, that's why I messaged you, and I was just like, I'm very confident that the Spider-Man trailer is dropping on Tuesday. It fucking dropped on Tuesday, Dools.
Yeah.
There
Good
you
call.
go. First things first, brilliant trailer. Loved it. Great trailer.
I think everyone loved the fact that it was Tom Holland of all people, prefacing the trailer being like, "There's spoilers in this."
Did you hear? By the way, don't look at that time if you're getting worried. That's that's fast.
All right, yeah, no, I've been.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, did you hear what the directors did about? We can talk about Endgame now, right? Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Did you hear about the funeral scene? What they did with Holland for the funeral scene?
Oh yeah, he said it on Kimmel. Yeah,
Yeah, he's just like, I walked up, I got the set, I thought it was a wedding.
Yeah. Well, Sebastian Stan said the same thing on another talk show as well. Apparently, a few of them were told it was a wedding because, I think there was still a lot of secrets being kept from most of the cast. I think only a few people.
Yeah, probably just
Probably just the OG Avengers who were there for the bulk of the film were told what it was.
Did you know he did that? They did that final line in the final reshoots of I Am Iron Man.
Yep.
Like they originally had
the cinematographer was the one who said it.
Yeah, because they were in the editing room, and there was it was I am inevitable, and tries to snap, and then Tony just smiles at him and snaps.
Yeah.
And the cinematographer's like, something's missing, and they all agreed something's missing. And it's just like, what if he says I am Iron Man, and they're just like, all right, I'll call Robert.
Yeah, because it's perfect full circle.
Brilliant full circle. Starts it and finishes the whole saga in one line.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I couldn't have, like, and that just sends chills down your fucking spine when you see him say that, and like, yeah, it's perfect.
It's so good. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Couple
Tom
things.
Holland.
It introduces a potentially game-changing element into the MCU, the multiverse.
Yes.
And they just drop it like it's nothing. It's, Spider-Man's literally like, are you saying there's a multiverse?
And everyone's just like, what?
It's like, goodness. Also, I think one of the best lines, Spider-Man's just like, talking to Nick Fury and Maria Hill, he's like, wait, so why do you need me? And it's just like, because, who else are we going to call? It's like, what about Thor? It's like, Off-World. Captain Marvel. It's the first time they've called her Captain Marvel. Like, and, he's just like, indisposed. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? It's like, bitch, you've been to space. Like,
yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Like, the king of swearing has.
Yeah, like that's a goal. That's a goal for actors, is to have Samuel Jackson swear at you. But so the trailer picks up and it's obviously,
pretty much directly after Endgame, which is what they've been saying.
Yes.
So, and they weren't kidding.
Yeah, so he's talking about, like, everywhere he looks, he still sees Iron Man. You see that beautiful mural of Iron Man.
I think I said last podcast or the one before when we were theorizing post-Endgame stuff, and I was like, I was worried Far From Home just because it's still a Sony-made film that, you know, how... And, you know, and because they're keeping Endgame spoilers so close to the chest, how much Endgame stuff is going to be incorporated, like post-Endgame stuff is going to be incorporated Far From Home. I was worried they were going to brush over the snap and, you know, whatever the fallout was. But no, it looks like it's playing a pretty big role.
Yeah.
And it's Peter dealing with Tony's death and, you know, fitting into his shoes and stuff like that. And I
That's
think
why he needs to have a break.
And that's
that
why
makes
it's
so much
awesome.
sense of why he needs a vacation now. It's like, because I need to get away because my fucking...
Well, it looks like a school
mental,
trip, though, so I mean...
Yeah, but he needed to go. But we get that awesome fight scene in the diner, the restaurant. Looks like mafia sort of thing. And there's the great back and forth with the
cops.
cop. He's like, so you the new Iron Man? He goes... Well, he's like, I can't be if I'm keeping on doing your job.
He's like, whoa, hey!
He's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Keep doing the great job. I'm going on vacation. So good. I love that he's got the Iron Spider suit still.
Yeah. It's weird because in some shots he's...
I reckon he leaves that at home.
Yeah, well, I think he does. I think and I think May sends him the other one.
Yeah,
because we see in that first trailer she packed it for him he didn't know. But yeah.
I think that Fury gives him the stealth suit.
Yes.
But yeah, so they're going...
And she'll probably also give him the red and black one, which I love. I love the look of the red and black.
So do I. I think it looks sick. I love the back and forth with Ned and Peter. It's really great. But then, Peter, we sees...
Hi, Spider-Man.
You're really tough to get a hold of.
Yeah.
First shot in the trailer of Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Can I just say, this is probably one of the best costumes in Marvel.
Dude, it's so comic accurate. They leaned right in.
It's a fucking magnificent suit.
When we first saw him in the first trailer, I was like, you know, the little... And I was always like, why cast Gyllenhaal such a, you know...
We did
such a
talk
famous
about that.
face.
I
Like,
that.
you know, oh, fuck, they're not going to give him the helmet, the iconic fishbowl. Nah, dude, they're going full tilt with the helmet. It's got the smoke inside and everything. Like, I'm so keen.
It's so good. But like the way his suit lights up and everything, I just love it. He looks perfect. Gyllenhaal just looks great. But yeah, they have that whole conversation about that he's from Earth, but not our Earth. The snap created a riffle in the dimension, and he's from another dimension. He's
and so this, of course, yeah, and we could go down the rabbit hole with this, but this, I think, opens up... This gives Marvel the explanation or the way out of being like, oh, this is where the X-Men and so on were this whole time. They weren't on Earth Prime. They were in a different timeline or different reality or whatever. And so,
true.
And so I think like because you know, Magneto, for example, how the hell do you explain a
Scarlet Witch and stuff?
Well, yeah. Well, I think for the sake of the MCU, they'll just have to be unrelated. But well, Magneto, like a big part of his backstory is being a Holocaust survivor. So, you know, how is that going to translate to the screen? So, I mean, either they completely retcon or change his backstory for the sake of the films, or I think the excuse is that, no, he was, you know, a lot of the X-Men were brought through this time rift or whatever. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it just opens up a lot of possibilities.
True.
Yes.
But it'll be really cool. But yeah, we get just all these fight scenes with all the different elemental villains, which is great. You get Hydro Man. Oh, it just looks so fucking
So yeah, the
good.
one's confirmed. So there's a Sandman type one, although we're not certain it's Sandman because I know that the elementals are different. Apparently there's the elementals in the comics, but people are still calling them Molten and Hydro Man, who apparently aren't the elementals. Like I'm a bit confused, but I'm still really intrigued to see how they deal with Mysterio. I'm going either two ways. Either he's lying from the get-go, and he's just, you know, he's got some hidden agenda, and I don't know what it is. Or maybe he has a bit of a Baron. He's has a Baron Mordo moment, and towards the end of the film, he becomes evil. Maybe something Spider-Man does.
I just don't want him to die. I really like Gyllenhaal.
Oh no, I think they're definitely setting up the Sinister Six.
That's what I think as well.
No, and someone like dude, you don't cast Gyllenhaal and Keaton just for one-time roles.
No,
I mean,
sure.
I think like if they can get them back, then they will. And And Gyllenhaal, from what I can tell, seems like really excited to be in the MCU, which is awesome. I love it when they get keen. And so yeah, I think. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he transitions into a villain if he does at all. So
yeah, it'll be interesting, very interesting. But yeah, just the rest of the trailer is the little back and forth with MJ and Peter. I thought was great.
Yep.
There's like.
That's an interesting moment to put in the trailer, though. I mean, like,
yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
but yeah, I just love that.
It could be designed to throw us off, though.
Yeah, true.
So yeah,
it's true. She might just be joking or something.
I don't trust Marvel trailers anymore.
It's like they did the trailer for the first movie where it's just like where he's like leaving. He just goes, "You're acting suspicious, Peter. Where are you going?" And he goes, and then it stops and it's just like, I don't care. I was like, that was so good, but yeah, heaps of action scenes. Looks fucking brilliant. Oh, the cinematography. It just looks so good. It looks like so much fun.
It does.
Oh, he looks amazing. As you get the fishbowl again. It just looks right. But yeah, you can just see him basically becoming the new Iron Man. Is what they keep trying to preface.
God damn, it looks good.
Oh.
Dude, Spidey's just. I mean, he's just
a month and a half away.
Oh man.
What? Do you reckon we'll get another trailer for it?
If we do, I'm not going to watch it because I haven't thought this gave too much away.
Yes,
so I think like that's. I was always going to watch the second trailer for this, but that's satisfied me a great deal. So if there is a third trailer, I'm not going to watch it.
Dude, there was no chance you weren't going to go see this movie anyway. So like the trailers is just for hype, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, sweet. That's our news of the week, Dools.
Alrighty.
Should we just get into the topic of the week?
We should.
Give us a jingle.
It's the topic of the week.
Nice. Dools. Ventured out to the cinema this week.
We did.
Saw a little film called Detective Pikachu. You, for one, have been incredibly excited about this because you're a Pokemon fan.
Look. Just it was a conduit to my childhood. Ads.
Yep.
It was Pokemon. We've all played Pokemon. Oh, actually, I think you're one of the rare exceptions of someone who just didn't play Pokemon as a kid.
This wasn't a Pokemon kid.
So,
I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid though.
That explains so much. So
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
So it was, of course, Pikachu being like the signature Pokemon. Like people who might not just be into Pokemon at all, like they'd recognize Pikachu. He's like on the level with Mario or fucking, I don't know. He's just one of those iconic cartoon characters or video game characters. And I mean, what is there to say? Like I thought the film was great. It was a ton of fun. It was didn't outstay its welcome. It was perfect length. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, as expected, was great.
He's perfect.
Fucking great.
You could tell that he was ad-libbing some of the lines as well.
Yeah. I think, he brought in his unique sense of humour without it feeling out of place. Like, it felt like it was perfectly in place.
I agree.
And, I mean, just saying you believed this world they created, Rhyme City, I think it was called, like, you believed...
is that a city in the game, by the way?
No, I've never heard of it, but they did mention Kanto and Sinnoh regions, which are regions of the game. Because that was cool when they said, Mewtwo, who was, they found him after he fled the Kanto region, which sounds like, the games are canon in the context of the film, which is cool. But, because at first I thought they were going the direction of them having created Mewtwo, and anyway. But, but like you believed that this was a world where Pokemon existed and they were like kind of like intertwined with humans and society, and it was awesome. Like, and visually it looked great as well, which I thought. So, what do you think, as not a huge Pokemon fan, but you are.
I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was a really fun movie.
It's a lot of fun.
It was hilarious. It looked, as you said, great. Every now and then there'd be shots from like, a little bit more budget towards that would have been good.
Yeah.
But, like that's not taking away from the experience at all. I thought it was a really simple story, but really effective. Had some twists, so twisty. I love that. Some cameos I didn't know. It wasn't really cameos. It's not a spoiler. I didn't know Bill fucking Nye was in this movie.
Yeah, dude, and now a huge Pokemon fan apparently.
And Ken Watanabe.
Oh yeah, that was
Fuck
awesome.
Yeah. Now he's you sent me that. He's now a massive Pokemon fan. Fuck yeah. But yeah, no, exactly what you said. I thought the writing was great for Reynolds. I thought it took a little too long to get to him. It took like good 15, 20 minutes to get to Reynolds, which I understand they're building up the story, but I didn't care about the other characters as much as I wanted Pikachu.
Yeah.
There was a couple of characters that were incredibly overacted. Every line.
Oh yeah. There was this female journalist character who just seemed like I mean I don't know. She seemed like an actual cartoon character, even though it sounds like a weird complaint in a cartoon movie.
No, totally. She acted like she was on the Disney Channel, basically.
Yeah. It's actually a perfect description.
Yeah, thank you. But Justice Smith, the main character, he was fine.
He was fine.
Good. He was a good compliment to Ryan, which I thought there was a good back and forth. But no, I really enjoyed it. I'd thoroughly recommend it to anyone.
Same here. I think if you're a Pokemon fan, you have a ton of fun. Just from seeing all the Pokemon come to life and how good they look. Pikachu looks great. You see Charizard in action, obviously, from the trailers, and Mewtwo plays a bigger role than I thought, which is awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's a must-see for Pokemon fans, and even those who aren't, like, I think a ton of fun. It's just fun.
It's just fun. See it at night. Don't get to see it with children. But yeah, that's it.
I think, and to finish off, I think, without giving anything away, I think the ending I didn't see coming. Like, I saw one thing coming, which I predicted, as you know, early on.
Yeah.
Who Pikachu would end up being.
Yeah.
So, but I think the one thing which made that unusual was that, how could they do a sequel?
Next one? Yeah.
And so that makes me think, like, maybe there'll be maybe
some spin. There's an article today that's saying there's a lot of spin-off ideas.
Yeah, so I mean, like, even while that may be a one and done, I think like that definitely opens up a Pokemon cinematic universe, whatever the fucking. I'm sure this will definitely do well enough to warrant a sequel. Yeah. Like, so.
A funny article I saw today was the animators of Detective Pikachu, saying that talking about the Sonic thing, the redesign. They're like, if we were told to redesign Pikachu in that amount of time, it would not be done.
That's why I'm still holding on to my theory that this is the plan all along, and it's just a marketing ploy.
Interesting.
But if that's not the case, then yeah, they're completely right. Like to put that on the animators to make them crunch like that in that time frame.
They're not giving them more budget.
What just because of fucking a few people online who complain? It's like, guys, come on.
Yeah, like what's the?
I wouldn't fucking stand for that, dude. I would straight just be like, go fuck yourself.
There was a fill air until I find it, but there was a great tweet from Brian Altano.
Yeah, well, I think he originally criticized it and was just poking fun at it, and then he did a whole article saying like, I just like this was a knee-jerk reaction, blah blah blah. I don't know why. It's just talking shit about Sonic fans, but and I think like he kind of was just like, look, we got to learn not to. I think like just shit on everything all the time.
He said, I guess respect the creator's artistic vision and don't force them to change anything only applied to Sekiro 2 months ago.
Yeah. I think that's it's very right. Yeah, because I think what he's saying there is the communities would have intersected. Like the same kind of people calling for Sonic to be changed are also the same kind of people who were defending the idea of Sekiro, because there was a huge conversation a while ago about Sekiro incorporating an easy mode, although the two conversations were getting muddied. Like there was half the people were trying to say Sekiro should be more accessible because it's extremely difficult to play for those with disability, and then there were some people saying it should have an easy mode, and they're two different conversations. And I think like the people who want something to be changed are also the people saying that Sekiro shouldn't be changed. So anyway, I think that's. It is funny. It's a bit ironic. Yeah. But yeah. See the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't see Sonic.
We are definitely.
We'll see it for you, and we'll tell you not to go see it.
You know what this Sonic's really looking like? It's looking like a Fantastic Four.
That was exceptionally bad.
We were laughing.
What about the scene where she's describing like music and like?
Oh yeah,
dude. Well, that's a weird. Like, who writes that shit?
Remember how it's an origin story, but they did 5 years later and skipped the origin.
All right, we got to wrap up.
All right, Dools, close us off.
Thanks for coming. See you next time.
All right, we're the More Cops on Duty, and we're out.